Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great, Alan. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm anxious to talk to you about Tigertail. What a beautiful film. Where was your inspiration for this? You're the writer director. Where did this come from?
Well, it's a very personal movie. It's inspired by my actual family, specifically my dad's story. And I love working off of personal material, and it doesn't get any more personal than this. So that was one of
Yeah.
my inspirations for sure.
The opening narration is your dad, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, he does the narration and the voiceover, the beginning and the end. He speaks Mandarin with a Taiwanese accent, and I just thought that his voice would be right for this sort of haunting, omniscient voice to begin and close the movie. So I had him get in the voiceover booth and gave him a shot, and he nailed it. So I left it in.
One of the things about revealing personal things, especially in an art form like film, is that it is a universal story, though. I mean, you touch a lot of people from a lot of different places who are looking for a better life.
Yeah, I want to make very clear to people that although the movie is about Asian American immigrants, it's not just an Asian American story. As you said, it's universal. It's about love and love lost and regret and passion and connecting to your family. It's a father-daughter story. It's all of these things, and I feel like the most important thing is that as a movie is truthful and emotionally truthful, and that's when it becomes relevant and universal to so many different kinds of people. I've already had people of all races kind of tell me how much they related to the movie. So although I hope the Asian American community does rally around the movie and watch it, it really is for everybody.
What an incredible company Netflix is. I've I've done a lot of films, through interviews with them, but they seem to be expanding not only what they do, but their production values. I mean, everything that surrounds them keeps getting better.
Yeah, I can't thank them enough. I'm incredibly grateful to Ted Sarandos and Ian Brick and everyone over at Netflix for giving me the freedom to make this movie in the way we saw fit. And, it's not exactly the most commercial movie on the face of it, but I think the end product is very relatable and really is for a lot of people. So they allowed me to make this movie in three different languages. It's in English, Mandarin, and Taiwanese. It spans decades and continents. We shot in New York. We shot in Taiwan. We shot period 50s and 70s, and so yeah, they gave us the freedom to really make a real movie.
Were there any moments in the film that really were difficult for you to kind of get out?
There's some emotional scenes in the movie. There's a scene where the Angela character, the daughter, is talking to the father, and she's very emotional. And I think we really struck a chord there. We really struck a nerve because there were people crying on set, and Christine
Mm.
Coe, who plays Angela, did an amazing job. She really nails the emotion there. And I think a lot of people thought about their own dads in that scene, and their own ability or inability to communicate with them. So yeah, but there were so many scenes that were laden with emotion, and I hope that comes across in the final film.
It does. I mean, it's such a watchable film in many ways because it's very human. Again, as you said, it's got those dramatic moments in it, but it really does show that we're all in the same boat, basically.
Yeah, it really does, and I think it's exactly what you said, which is you try to take what's personal and specific to you, and if you've gone through it, or if your dad's gone through it, chances are someone else in the world has, even if their story's not exactly the same. It's the feeling of losing someone you love, or leaving them behind, or a disagreement with your mother, or then not being able to tell your daughter how you feel. Like I think all of these things are so relevant and so universal.
I can't leave this interview without congratulating you on what an extremely powerful and wonderful cast you have.
Yeah, I couldn't be more thrilled with the cast from Tai Ma to Christine Ko to Hong Chi Lee to Yo Xing Fang. I mean, it's really just a powerhouse cast, and it just goes to show, if you really put the work in, and I want to shout out our casting director Terry Taylor, who did a great job.
Mm.
I met all these people in person and sort of got their measure in person, and they really came through in an outstanding way.
What are you working on next?
I've got a few projects in the hopper right now. We're working on season 2 of Little America, which is a show I produce for Apple. And I've got a couple other projects that I can't quite tell you about because they haven't been announced yet. But I promise more shows and more movies on the way.
I hope so. I hope we're going to soon see a Parks and Recreation feature length motion picture. Let's
That
get
would be
those.
fun. I'll call Mike up. I talked to him last night. We'll get that going.
Alan, it's a pleasure and an honor to talk to you. Again, Tigertail is an amazing film. Don't miss it. It's streaming on Netflix right now. What a wonderful, wonderful gift that you've given us.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words.